Hi everyone. This month, meaning the month of June, we will be exploring the space around grief. And there's a Hebrew saying that those who sow in tears, here we have Kuan Yin, the kind of keeper of tears, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. And I know, especially as gay men, as queer men, as just people on the journey of our lives, there are many kinds of losses, perceived losses, real losses, all of which break our hearts open, make them tender and available to intimacy, or that shield us and keep us from really having the good gifts of love, the good gifts of intimacy, the good gifts of joy. And over these many years, I know, having done a lot of work on myself and body story work with other people, when grief can be transformed, changed, released, diminished, the power of that can be amazing. And it can change one's life to feel like you're just really in your purpose, really on course. There was a man who came who was just broken in grief and actually just came to see me to do some body work on the massage table. And his father had just died. And he was just broken open with a well of grief that was so deep. It was way bigger than actually what was going on with just the death of his beloved father, who he had a deep relationship with. When he got through and breathed through the grief that he was experiencing in his body, it completely changed how he was. And in fact, it changed him so much that the next time I saw him, he said, Kirk, not only did I drop some of my grief, but in doing that, I realized I hated my job. And he quit his job and started a new business as an entrepreneur for himself. And out of that started making lots of money doing something that he really loved. But it took the grief to take him through that journey, to come to his heart's desires and have more intimacy first and foremost with himself. In the month of June, in our community of Flesh and Spirit, we're having two events: a potluck, in which we'll have experts, men who have traveled the journey of grief and really changed their grief into something else, into joy, into freedom, into being able to be available with grief in a different relationship. So we're going to do our yummy potluck, and then we're also going to do a piece of work called Body Stories and the Journey of the Lover. So the lover's work is all about dropping grief, about clearing the path for more wholeness, more intimacy to happen. So this is going to be a juicy month in June. I hope you'll be able to join us, and we will continue to give you some videos to feed this idea of how is it that you have had grief, and how have you been able to use your grief, drop your grief, or transform your grief to take you into more joy and freedom. Thank you, and namaste.